It's another day where we move with intention to get our wins. Remember, it's all about your discipline, right? And your discipline is leading to the drive. Your focus fuels your fire. So as you move with great intention for the things you desire, we've got to take some time to talk about real wins, real momentum, and staying locked in. Remember, this is 90-day wins, and I'm your chief goal getter, and I'm letting you know that every day you got to show up and do the work. Welcome. I'm joining you live from TikTok and as well as from YouTube because I'm focused on my goals. Welcome, fam. How are you doing? Happy afternoon. So we're talking about real momentum and staying locked in order to achieve our goals. The thing is, momentum isn't luck, it's leadership. So every small move is proof you're still in the game. You got to show up and do the work. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for letting other people know we are here and we're doing the work that will lead to our success. We're a little early today. Normally we go live at 3 p.m., but I have a podcast interview. Thank you so much, fam, for being here. I have a podcast interview at 3 p.m. where I'm being interviewed on another podcast. So I had to move some things around. So I'm coming to you early here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this goal getter community. We are talking about momentum. See, I want you to know that momentum isn't just luck, it's leadership. Every small move is proof you still are in the game. And we're not waiting for motivation, right? We are creating it. And we're doing that by showing up, by doing the work, by being intentional. And we all know there's so much going on. And so you've got to be able to check in. Are you still in motion? Are you still moving with anticipation for the work that you desire to do? How are you showing up and making sure that you are keeping the main thing, and not being distracted? Because there's so many distractions right now. And so if you're ready to take your achievement to the next level and you want to be intentional, you've got to ask yourself, what action can I take today? Because here's the thing, momentum doesn't fade. You just have to refocus your energy. So you don't need a reset. You need a reminder of who you are. And I'm here to tell you you're a goal getter. And in being a goal getter, you've got to take action for your wins, my friends. I want you to think about what's one thing you've accomplished already today that deserves you celebrating. A big or small win. Remember, we talk about little steps that lead to big goals. So that means you're continuing to do the work. That means you're showing up and believing in yourself. So remember, welcome in, welcome in. I see you coming in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my live where I am going live, not only on the TikTok platform, but also on YouTube. So wherever 90 Day Wins is, I'm letting you know I'm showing up and I'm being intentional for my wins. And I want you to think about this thought. What's one thing you've accomplished already today that deserves you celebrating, you acknowledging the fact that you took a step? Well, I can tell you, I was able to talk with some people, have some conversations earlier this morning, get some clarity on the work that I am doing in this season, how I'm moving forward, who I'm working with. I have some action items for things I need to do. And so these are wins to me because these are things that I've been desiring to do. I made some plans with my daughter for this weekend. So already I'm feeling excited. I actually talked to one of our community members here on the platform because we're collaborating and doing work together. So how are you showing up, friends? Welcome in, welcome in. I see you strolling in. I'm so glad that you decided to come in here. I'm Coach Sandy B, and we're showing up with great intention to do the work. We're building that momentum, and we're making sure whether you are on this platform or that platform, wherever you are, 90 Day Wins, I'm letting you know that we're moving with intention to do the work. We're stretching ourselves. You must understand discipline equals freedom. It's not about restricting yourself. It's about understanding that locking in on the work that you desire to do is so important. See, people think that discipline means boring routines, and that is so not the case. It means freedom from regret, because if you lock in and do the work you know you need to do in the time you need to do it, you won't have to regret the action, the opportunity that you let slip by. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for encouraging me and for writing in the chat. Let me know where you're checking out this live from. Even if you're doing a replay, let me know. You're replaying this chat. Let me know what you found useful, because here's the thing, we're moving with momentum, and I want to be able to always let you know that you can refocus and you can continue to move forward with great intention. So understand. Thank you so much, friend, for being here. I am going live on this platform, the TT platform, as well as YT, because I'm committed to achieve my wins. And I want people to know now's the time to be disciplined. Now's the time to be rooted. People think discipline means boring routines, and that is the furthest thing from the truth. It is about freedom from regret. The time you take to lock in now and be disciplined is going to help propel you further to achieve your goals. And this is not easy. This is why being in community is such a great way to support you on your journey. And this is how I show up for my 90 Day Wins community, right? Because when you stay focused, my friends, you buy your future back one decision at a time. You are able to lock in and be intentional. You can achieve what it is you desire. When you think about what's something you're proud you said no to this week, what is something you said no to this week so you can lock in and focus on the things you need to take care of? Maybe you decided you weren't going to go hang out with your friends this week. One of my friends was just talking earlier about how he's realigning so he's not spending so much time staying late at night up when he knows he needs to focus. What is it that you are saying no to in order for you to say yes to the things you do desire? It's up to you. You've got to decide, because here's the thing, you've got to believe that your goals matter. Every 90 days, you're committing to show up and do the work. And it's never easy, but it's always worth it, my friends. So if you can understand that, and if you can remember that, and know that there are some things you're going to have to say no to because you are locked in. And so right now, if it doesn't align with what you truly want, it may be a distraction. And so how are you going to make sure that you keep the main thing the main thing? That means you've got to be in community with people that can help you, people that are building too, people that are growing. This is what it's about, my friends. Each time you decide to show up and do the work, you're showing yourself that your goals matter. And so you got to remember, it takes consistency, even when you don't want to do it, to show up. I want you to think about how important it is to just say no. No is a whole sentence. No, not right now. It's not a good time for me. So be okay with saying no. So now I want to play a game with you. It's called the Momentum Meter game. And it's a fun way, and you can share in the chat and we can talk about this, and you can even leave a comment if you are looking at the replay of this, so you know that you want to take some time to do this. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your momentum level right now? So if you're under a 7, drop a sparkle, a lightning rod in the chat, and tell us what's slowing you down. Is there something that's slowing you down this week? If your momentum level is lower than a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10, you want to examine what your momentum level is right now. When you are listening to this, when you are watching this, I want you to let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat, what is your momentum level right now? Is it a 7 or lower? Because if it is a 7 and lower, then let's talk about what is slowing you down. Because here's the thing, with my 90 Day Wins coaching, I can help you refocus, but you've got to identify what is causing you to delay. See, it's up to you to decide that you want to take a step. So you want to respond in the comments. Let's have conversation. You can choose to be brave and say, you know what? Right now, I am not at that optimum level where I can build my momentum. I need to take some time to analyze where I am, what is slowing me down, why am I feeling like I'm not making progress? Because there could be so many reasons why you're not feeling productive, why you're not feeling up to it. Thank you so much for putting that number in the chat. So we have a 6. So you're at a 6. Let's see how we can bump that up to an 8 by setting one quick goal before the end of this live. One quick goal. Will you commit to one quick goal? Because if you want to get out of that stuck state, if you want to get out of that mindset of feeling negative, you've got to take action and do so quickly. And so, what is one thing that you can do right now? Maybe you can make a note to call someone. Maybe you can decide that, okay, after I get off this live, I'm going to take action. Whatever it is, be intentional about it. Quick goal before the end of this live. What will you do? What will you commit to? You've got to show up for yourself, my friends. A lot of times we're frustrated because we're not showing up for ourselves. Welcome in, welcome in. Coach Sandy B here, and we're talking about being intentional, building that momentum, refocusing. We're moving, we're not waiting. Motion creates magic. So you want action, you've got to move. I see you. I see you in there, FYP fam. I see you, FYF feed. Come through. I'm Coach Sandy B. We are talking about building the momentum, the activity in the chats. I see you moving, and I am so excited because this means you are ready to get your wins. You are ready to show up and do the work. You are believing in yourself, and you know that your goals matter. And so that is something we celebrate. Every day we're taking an opportunity to celebrate our wins because you know what? Life is too short. And so you can choose to say, I'm getting my wins and I'm believing in me. That's what it's about. Believing in yourself. Do you believe? Because you've got to show up and do the work, even when others don't, even when it seems like you're literally talking into the abyss. I remember when I first started my podcast, I was so uncomfortable. I was a little fearful, like, who's listening to me? Who's going to hear me? I can't see them. And now, 5 years in, I think that's so silly, guys. I think it's so funny because truthfully, I'm going to show up and I'm going to do what I have to do regardless. And that's what happens when you're in community, because guess what happens? By me going live and me talking to people and me engaging with people and showing up on all these different platforms, I'm building my goal-getter community. And then what happens is I get emails. I get emails from the people that are aligned with me, that are checking out my lives, that are checking out my YouTube page, that are listening to the podcast religiously, and they're giving me feedback. You see why community is so important? Because that feedback that they give me, that is helping me to be able to come here, to talk with you, to encourage you, to tell you that you don't have to wait. Motion creates magic. So by you getting on that, maybe you're getting on that mic for the first time and you're nervous, but you're committed to show up and do the work. Maybe it's for you turning on that phone and going live and sharing what is in your heart. You can do it, but it's up to you to believe. We keep saying we're waiting on motivation, but I have to tell you, my friends, motivation is waiting on you to move. Let me tell you that again. We keep waiting. We keep saying that we're waiting for motivation, but actually motivation is waiting on you to move. The question is, are you going to move? Are you going to take that step? Are you going to believe in yourself? Welcome in, welcome in. Coach Sandy B here, and we are just getting started. Even a 5-minute action can shift your energy for the rest of the day. By you deciding to take action, by you deciding to show up and do the work, amazing things can happen, my friends. It's you saying, I believe in me, so I'm going to take that step. And by taking that step, you are moving with intention. You are building that momentum. Even a 5-minute action. What 5-minute action can you take today? Maybe you can fold some clothes for 5 minutes and remove the clutter that's in the space that you're in. Maybe you can wash some dishes. Maybe you can wash some clothes. Maybe you can read a chapter for that homework assignment that you need to do. There are so many things you can do if you choose to value your time. So I want you to think about even 5 minutes. I challenge you before 6 p.m. this evening, do one thing that brings you closer to your win. One thing that moves you closer to your goals. By me being here and making it a priority to go live, to talk with you, to show up on these platforms, this is moving me closer to my goal because I desire to be an international speaker and to be on all different platforms all over the world, sharing the message of achieving goals every 90 days, about staying consistent, about staying disciplined, about aligning yourself to be in that flow state so you can continue to grow and build what it is you desire. So by me showing up here daily, twice a day at 8 a.m., I go live, and usually at 3 p.m. But like I said earlier, I have a podcast interview where I'm being interviewed on a podcast. So I have to change my time. And this is the thing, we have to allow ourselves to be flexible. Things will change in our schedule. Are you willing to make that change, or are you frustrated because a change has to occur? You've got to allow yourself to have that mindset, that growth mindset, where you are able to stretch yourself, where you are able to pivot and make the changes needed in order for you to achieve your goals. So today, before 6 p.m., I am challenging you to do one thing that brings you closer to your wins. I want you to come back and tell me what you did. So you can send me a message. You can leave a message in the comments. Let's have conversation. Let's build together. Let's grow together. Welcome in, fam. I'm Coach Sandy B, and I'm in early today because I got goals and I'm locked in to win. And so being intentional and building that momentum. Thank you for being here. That's how we move with great intention. That's how we make sure we stay locked in. You want to make sure that you're building with the people that are keeping you accountable. We're not ending this week tired. We're ending it winning. And how we do that, how we do that is showing up, is locking in, is saying that we're showing up. So I'm making sure I'm showing up on TT and I'm showing up on YouTube because I got goals. And the people in my community, I'm making sure there is no excuse for them to not reach their potential. There's no excuse for me to say I wasn't able to show up there. I'm doing the work so I can show up in places, so I can see other podcasters like me doing the same thing, and we're committed to achieve our wins. So what are you committed to achieve? You got to understand that being in community, it helps you accelerate your goal achievement. So when you are being in community with other like-minded people that want to see you grow, that care about your success, you can go further. If you want to go fast, you can go alone, definitely. But if you want that longevity and if you want to go further, community is where you need to be. And here's the thing, you don't need more apps. You need more accountability. How are you being accountable to achieve the things you say you desire to achieve? You got to put in the work. And so how I'm being accountable, I hear a lot of people that tell me that are in my email listing, or those people that are in my other communities on other platforms, they want more connection. So how can I provide that? Good afternoon. Welcome in, fam. How are you doing today? We're showing up and getting our wins. So I said, I'm creating a community where the people from TT can come, where the people from Facebook can come, LinkedIn, from my email listing. Here's where we can come together and we can be a part of and have a deeper understanding, a deeper commitment. And that's what it's about, building together. Thank you, fam. So that's what I'm doing because I believe so strongly in providing the services that can help the team, the family grow and build. And so here's the thing about it. When you join us in the school community, this is where momentum never sleeps because we're always moving with intention. I'm connected with people in this platform that are from all over the world. And so many people are moving with intention for what they want to achieve. And so now is the time to lock in with the people that are innovative, that are taking action. You know, those people that are saying, yeah, there are challenges and obstacles everywhere, but I'm still working on this project. I'm still showing up live. I'm still developing these tools. I'm still providing my services. What is it that you desire to do? Because now's the time to lock in and build with the people that are helping you. So community really does bring acceleration. So if you want to go far, you got to get with the people that can help you get there. And that's what I'm committed to provide, that avenue, that place where people can come together, get what they need. If you are looking to create a podcast, let's talk. I can help you do that. Do you need some confidence so you can go to that next level goal that you desire to achieve? Let's talk about it. Let's stop being held back by limitations because we are believing we can't. My aunt used to tell me, and to this day, I remember it. Can't is in the fool's dictionary, and you are not a fool, my friend. So you've got to reframe your mindset, reframe the way you're thinking about things, and then think about how you are going to show up. And this is the thing, you don't have to show up being perfect. You just have to show up with a desire to move closer to your goal. And by you taking that step, things align with you. So that's why we say, you want to build momentum, you got to move, you got to take action, you got to put yourself out there. By you just saying what you need, literally speaking and seeking the people, opportunities come to you. I'm talking to so many different people where they're coming on the podcast, and because they're coming on my podcast, I have opportunities to have them show up and speak in other communities that I'm a part of. So it's like, what do you want to do? How do you want to grow? Who do you want to be aligned with in this season? Because there are some people doing some amazing things, and what they're not doing is complaining. They're figuring out a way. I'm talking to so many of my friends and family. Literally, this shirt, I wore this shirt purposely because a seamstress in Jamaica, in Montego Bay, Jamaica, she made this shirt for me. It's a shirt and it has a dress with it. Well, right now she has no power. The water came on and it was only on for a few, so they had to fill jugs in it. She has all these different challenges, as so many people do in this time, but she's telling me she'll be okay. Her son's telling me he'll be okay. And so I'm thinking, how can I help these people with the little that I have? Well, I can choose to be a light for them here. Even though I physically can't be there right now, they physically can't even get the money because things are down where they are in this parish in Montego Bay. But the thing is, I can still mobilize the people. I can get the word out. I can talk about the different organizations that we can choose to give to and support. There's literally places here in Atlanta. I'm connected with the community here, the Atlanta Jamaican consulate, the community here, where we have specific locations where we can go give to help people. So the thing is, you can decide how you can use your voice and you can give. It's not always about money. You can use your currency based on your skills, volunteering. You can choose to be the light, but it starts with you understanding that you can do the work, that you can be the change. You can decide that you want to take that one step. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm taking a step, and I'm encouraging you to take a step as well. So if you love this energy, imagine having it every week with a group who's just as driven as you, because that's what we're doing in the school community. We're building and we're growing. I have people from all over the world that are showing up, that are saying, hey, I see what you're doing. I like the work. I want to partner with you. I want to help you build this. I want to help you grow this. By simply you showing up, the people that are supposed to see you, that are supposed to come into your sphere, they will be there, and they will be the right people for you. And that's why you can be excited. So if you're ready to join, I invite you to check out my bio and see how you can be a part of the school community, because we're moving with great intention. Thank you for sharing your comments in the live. Thank you for tapping in the comments. Here's the thing, we're building momentum today. If you are disciplined to create those habits, you can build the momentum and the success you want today. If you need the reminder, or if you need to remind someone today that they can continue to take another step, send them a message. Tell them that it's time to Make sure that you are reloading your momentum. Make sure that you are showing up for yourself and doing the work. Remember, when you stay focused, you are literally buying your future back one decision at a time. When you choose to lock in, understand that discipline means routines. It doesn't mean that it's not about boring routines. It's about freedom from regret. Think about it. If you lock in and do the work now, you won't be regretful at the end of the year because you would have used your time wisely. That's what it's about. So that's why I'm telling you, I desire to go live, but I also desire to grow my platforms, right? So I can get on live here on my YouTube channel and let everyone know it's time to lock in. I can get on here on my TikTok platform and say, come on, go getters, we got to put in the work. What are you doing to show up and show yourself, not anyone else, because the competition is with the person you were yesterday, the person you were last week. That's who your competition is. No one else is your competition. A lot of times we see other people and we want to feel as if we're competing against them. No, they have their journey and you have yours. How are you going to make sure you have the main thing be the main thing for you so you don't have any regrets? So you are allowing for the discipline right now to lead you to the freedom in the future. That's what it's about. Understanding that discipline equals freedom, not restriction. You don't have to restrict yourself, but you have to understand that momentum doesn't fade. You just have to refocus your energy. So you're always refocusing your energy, just like you're renewing your mind, right? To the truth of what you are and what work you can do. You are worthy of achieving great things. That's why we're called the goal getter family. But you've got to decide that you don't need a reset. You need a reminder of who you are. And I'm here to tell you, you are a goal getter. You can do the work you desire to do. So when you think about what's one thing that you've already accomplished today, you could feel excited. It's almost 2 p.m. here in Georgia. And I can tell you, it's been a full day already. Got up early, did all the normal things, the routines that I normally do to get ready. And then I was able to go live at 8 a.m., where I had an amazing walk outside with the goal getters that come with me. We get to enjoy the beautiful sunshine and really, really set the intention for the day. So after I do that, my day is set for wins. So the conversations I have, the people that call me back, the meetings I have, the podcast interviews that I record, these all align with what I want to do. So I'm not allowing for distractions to get in the way. And I have to be very mindful of that because I can easily get caught up with wanting to help other people. But the thing is, I got to stay laser focused on making sure the main thing is the main thing. And what I'm realizing, not everyone that says they want help truly want to do the work for their help. And so that's where I have to be mindful and make sure those boundaries are set for me, because a lot of people will want to distract me by complaining, by telling me they have a problem, but they're not willing to make any steps to provide the solution that they truly can provide. So it's understanding that not everyone is ready, even though they say they are, but making sure they know when they are ready, I'm here, but you're not going to waste my time, friend, because my time is too precious and your time is too precious. So that's why you're always going to examine for yourself. Does this make sense for me? Should I be focusing my energy on this? Does this align with my bigger vision? Remember, you've got to be disciplined in this time. You've got to show up and do the work. You've got to stay focused. You've got to keep your energy high, but you've also got to have that discernment to say, okay, no, I can't do this at this time. I've got to stay focused. What's something you're proud you said no to this week? Is there something you said no to this week? I say no a lot. I also hear no a lot. And that's okay because I want to make sure the people that are ready to work with me, they're ready to do so. But also, I'm looking to make sure that I'm doing those things that will lead me to where I need to be. So if it's a grant that I applied for and I wasn't accepted, or if there was a different thing I'm applying for, there's so many different opportunities to share your message and get your voice out. But that no is just a not now, right? Maybe someone's asking you to do something, and right now in this season, it's a no. But in the next season, it could be a yes. It's up to you to decide how you're moving, how you're showing up, how you're being intentional, and how you're getting your wins because naturally, we got goals to achieve, right, fam? And in achieving these goals, we are making sure that we are locked in, we are staying focused, we are not allowing anything or anyone to get us off of our game. So the question is for you, we asked this earlier and we're going to ask this again. Let's take some time to have some fun. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, what's the momentum level that you are at right now? So is it a 1? Your momentum is really low? Is it a 10? You're feeling good, you're taking action, you're feeling excited about the work you get to do. And so you're building, you're moving forward, you don't feel stuck. So analyze that for yourself and let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat, either platform. I want to know, how are you doing? And if you're catching a replay of this, let me know in the comments anyway. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your momentum level right now, my friends? Here's the thing. Once you decide what that momentum level is, okay, I see a 6. I see a 6. Okay, I see a few numbers. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. So here's the thing. Because you've identified that number, let me tell you how you can look at this. So if your number is a 7 or under, I want you to let us know in the chat if you are brave enough to, why you are stuck. Why do you feel as if you are being slowed down? Because if your number is less than 7, that means you're not moving with the momentum that you desire to. You're not moving as fast. You're not as forward thinking. Actually, you're slow, right? You're slow. And so it could be a number of reasons why you're slow. But the thing is, I can help you. So you can move that slowness and get some traction with it. Because here's the thing, if you want to go fast, you can go alone. But if you want to go far, maybe you've been going fast by yourself and you're tired. You need that community support to help you. Here's the thing. If you're at that 6, I can help you bump up to an 8. This is how you do it. I want you to set one quick goal before the end of this live. And I'm about to get off live in about 15 minutes. I want you to set a goal. I want you to think about something you can do. Tawanda, welcome in. I want you to think of something you can do right now. What is it that you can do right now? Set this goal before the live ends today. Hello, hello, fam. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we are letting you know that you can be intentional. Think about on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your momentum right now? So 1 to 10, what's your momentum level right now? If you're under the 7, if you're like, oh, I'm feeling about a 5 right now, well, here's the thing. I can help you to get that level up to an 8. Thank you for the populars, my friend. So what happens is you can decide to say, I'm going to commit to one goal. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm going to commit to one goal. You can share it in the chat or you can send me a message. The thing is that you are committing to do the work. And in committing to do the work, you're showing up. So if you're saying, you know what, Sandy B, my momentum level is a 6. Good afternoon. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're talking about momentum and how we refocus and refuel ourselves. So if your momentum on the scale of 1 to 10, if your momentum is at a 7 or lower, that means you're slowing down. And I want you to know that we can bump it up to an 8. by setting one quick goal before the end of this live. And so this goal is something to help get you going, right? Help get you moving. That's what we're talking about here. And we're showing up live doing all the things because we're showing up here on TT and we're showing up here on YouTube because we got goals to achieve. So I want you to think about your momentum. What is it that you can do to help you? Thank you so much for sharing the live, for letting people know that you can get that momentum to refocus, to keep you moving. So that's what I want you to think about. You want to move, you don't want to wait. Motion creates that magic by you just showing up. How many times have you heard people talk about, oh, I just showed up and things started happening. I just took a step. I made that phone call. I pressed that button and went live and just started talking. What is it that you are allowing yourself to overthink about? Today, you can choose to free yourself from it. Thank you, my friend. You can choose to say that I'm going to create the magic for myself. I'm going to create that momentum for myself. I want you to keep affirming to yourself, keep renewing your mind that I can do this. I can take another step. I can move with intention. Because here's the thing, a lot of people keep saying that they're waiting on motivation, but the thing is, they'll be waiting forever. They truly will be waiting forever. Because here's the thing, motivation is waiting on you to move. So if you're taking the time to wait on motivation, but motivation is saying, hey, I'm waiting for Nikki to get moving. I'm waiting for Tawanda to get started. I'm waiting for Lisa to take action. That's a whole different conversation. So how can you move with intention? How can you say, you know what? I'm locking in. I'm not waiting for the perfect time, because there's never a perfect time. There's always something that's going to get in the way of how you're trying to show up and move. But will you show up anyway? See, the thing about goal getters, they understand that on their journey to achieve their goals, there are going to be obstacles, there are going to be challenges, there are going to be setbacks, but they still believe in themselves. They still show up and do the work. They still know that their goals matter. And because of it, they are able to take a step. They're able to take another step. Thank you, my friend, for being here. They're able to say, I believe in me. They're able to say, I'm locked in with the goal getter family. And that's how you are able to move past. So you can be slow down at a 6, but guess what? You can choose to say, I'm going to make one action. I'm going to take one goal. I'm going to decide to move with intention and watch that momentum build. Watch that momentum grow. Even a 5-minute action, hear me, my friends, a 5-minute action can shift your energy for the rest of the day. So what does that look like? Let's say, you know, you've been having a interesting day. It's midday now, and you are like, you know what? I'm going to get outside and go walk, Nikki Poo. I'm going to put on my weighted vest and I'm going to go walk outside. And as you go walk outside, you see someone and you strike up a conversation. You're on the trail and they're on the trail too. And they're asking you about your weighted vest, and you tell them, yeah, I got it at on TikTok. And so they're like, oh, you're on TikTok? I've not heard about TikTok before. And you're like, I haven't met anyone, you know, on TikTok and stuff. And so you just start talking with this person. Next thing you know, this person is coming on TikTok because they want to learn more about this Nikki Poo and all the work she's doing. And oh, by the way, she talked to me a little bit about her healing journey and how she's educating people about how they can make different choices. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. Whew, I don't understand why that is. It should have been easy for you to get. I know you were desiring to get that, but see, when you show up and you're being intentional, you'll never know, because this situation that I'm telling you about, it happened to me a couple Sundays ago. I was walking in the park. I was wearing my weighted vest that's over here in front of me, and I was just walking, and the lady came up to me. She was talking to me about, she wanted to learn more about the weighted vest. And then I was telling her about how my engaged community on TT. And then guess what? She followed me and she came into a live and she's been connecting, and I see her showing up and she sends me messages. The thing is, if you desire real connection and real impact, she's listening to the podcast because I simply chose to show up, because I simply chose to speak, Nikki Pooh, because I mean, when you choose to be intentional, people will come into your sphere. That's why I tell you, you are a light wherever you go. And so she saw the light shining through me at the park, and she was brave enough to come up and say hello. Sometimes people are afraid. Yes, you have to keep showing up because miracles are occurring daily, my friends, right? But you've got to know that they are available to you, that opportunities are available to you, that you can choose to be intentional. And by you being intentional, what if I decided I didn't want to go for a walk that day? What if I decided that I didn't want to use my weighted vest that day? I would have missed an opportunity to talk to her because that was the attraction that made her stop and talk to me. But we talked beyond the weighted vest. We talked about health. We talked about the things we're doing to take care of ourselves. We talked about the products that I'm using. I'm going live later this afternoon to talk to you guys about the products that I'm using that help me glow from the inside out. How are you choosing to show up? Intentional. Okay, I'm on it, friend. Thank you for helping me out. See, that's it. You are building a community. I have friends here on TT who are making sure I stay accountable, that are showing up, that are being good humans to me. So the thing is, like, we can choose to be decent to each other and grow and build because I desire longevity. So I'm always open to new friends. That thought about no new friends, that's crazy because you're growing. The person that you were at 30 is not the person that you are at 40. The person that you are at 40 is not the person that you are in 50. So as you were learning and growing, you want those people that are coming into your sphere, that are showing up, that are engaging with you, that are teaching you, that you're building good relationships with. And it all starts with you showing up and saying, you matter and what you have to share is matter. And you're open to meet new people. So here's the challenge. Even a 5-minute action can shift your energy. So you decide today, what will you do? I'm challenging you before 6 p.m. today, do one thing that brings you closer to your win. And then let me know. Send me a message, leave it in the comments if you so choose to. There are so many ways that we can choose to build and grow together because I'm letting you know I'm putting in the work for my wins. I'm about to have a podcast interview at 3 p.m. where I'm being interviewed and I'm stretching myself because it's one thing for me to have people on my podcast, but it's another thing for me to be a guest on someone else's podcast. And my goals matter. And I am stretching myself, putting myself out there. Thank goodness I know that this lady is a decent podcaster because she's been on my podcast. So that's a comfort that I can have. But it only happened because I allowed myself to be stretched. I allowed myself to move with intention for what I want. And that's what it's about. So each day we're showing up, we're locked in to achieve our wins. We are making sure that we keep the commitment to ourselves and finish whatever we start. There's no excuses. If there's something you know you need to get done today, do it. Do not delay. Do it as soon as possible. There's some paperwork that I need to get done today, and best believe I'm getting it done because I must be accountable. How are you being accountable? So understand, I have a post that I'm putting up in my school community. I'm letting them know all the things that I'm making sure I'm being accountable for, and I'm doing the same. Thank you for being here, friend. Thank you for taking a little time out of your day to come in and build that momentum. Remember, we're making sure we keep our energy high up and driven and focused because we got goals. So thank you, my friend, for being in here. Make sure you're showing up. Make sure you have those people that keep you accountable. I have so many different trusted advisors because life is a journey. And some people come on with you for a season and some people go the distance. So you're okay with meeting new people, learning new people, growing, and having the opportunity to build with engaged people. So each step you take is a step closer. And I'm giving thanks for everyone because it's not easy. We show up and we do the work, but it takes great attention to detail. It takes great focus and great discipline. Remember, we're talking about discipline and momentum and how we use that to continue to show up and do the work, even when it's difficult. So the question is, who's keeping you accountable on this journey? Who are you locked in with to make sure you are achieving your goals? We are not ending this week tired. We are ending it winning. And that starts with making sure you are aligned with the community that can keep you accountable so you can accelerate, because community equals acceleration. You want to go far, you want to make sure you're with a community of people that can help you on your journey. Because remember, we're winning together. You don't need more apps, you need more accountability. So my school community, that's where it happens. That's where the momentum never sleeps, because we are locked in. So if you love this energy and you imagine having it every week with a group of people that you can learn and build with, I invite you to check out my BIO. Welcome in, Peggy. How are you doing today? Because we are a group of people who are driven and focused, and me being the chief goal getter, I'm committing each day, because when I say we win together, I truly mean it. So if you are in community with me and you are sharing your goals, you're sharing the lessons that you are achieving each week, and I'm helping you to make sure that you have that strategy so you can be successful, because that's the secret sauce with my 90-day wins coaching. It's not just about giving you the tools, but it's helping you build your unique strategy in order for you to go far. So what's your disciplined habit this week? Who do you need to work with in order for you to be able to align with what you want? This is what you must ask yourself. When you think about Momentum Reloaded, that's what it's about, friends. That is what it's about. So as we end this live today, I want you to remember that you can choose to remain focused. You can choose to remain disciplined. You can understand that being accountable is the best way that you can make sure that the main things remain the main things. That means you're locking in. That means that you're not allowing distractions. That means you're moving and you're not waiting for a perfect time, because you understand that motion creates the magic that you need. So you're always checking in to identify how's your momentum. We talked about that earlier. And you want to be able to say that you are taking steps, you are remembering who you are. As you reset, when you need to reset, you are reminding yourself that you are a goal getter. And that's what it's about, achieving your goals every 90 days. So I'll be back later on this afternoon, and we're going to have some fun in my Shoppable Live. So come on back later this afternoon, and we will continue the journey to achieve our goals and get our wins. There's my alarm to let me know that it's time to prepare for this interview that I'm having in about an hour. So whatever you do, show up and get your wins. Continue that momentum. Remember that momentum doesn't fade. You just have to refocus your energy. So today, decide that you will refocus your energy, be intentional, and get your wins, goal getter. I'm Coach Sandy B. And remember, every small move is proof that you are still in the game. So it's the fourth quarter, so make sure you play to win today. Get your wins, goal getter.